Imagine the heart of Rome, the eternal city in flames. Senators flee for their lives, priests abandon the temples, citizens scream in terror as foreign warriors storm through the streets. The unthinkable has happened. The mighty city of Rome, thought to be invincible, has fallen, and its conquerors the wild, fearsome Gauls. By the 4th century BCE, Rome was still a young republic, eager to expand and prove its strength. But to the north, across the rivers and mountains of Italy, lived the Gauls, fierce Celtic tribes from beyond the Alps. Known for their towering stature, wild hair, and thunderous war cries, they were a people who thrived on conquest. For Rome, the Gauls were not just another enemy, they were a nightmare waiting to descend. In 390 BCE, tensions reached a breaking point. The Senones, a Gallic tribe led by their chief Brennus, descended into Italy. They clashed with the Etruscans, Rome's northern neighbors. But when Rome stepped in to defend its allies, it unknowingly sealed its fate. The Romans met the Gauls at the Battle of the Allia, on the banks of a small river north of the city. What followed would be remembered as one of Rome's greatest humiliations. The Roman army, ill-prepared and overconfident, faced the Gallic warriors on July 18th, 390 BCE. The Gauls charged with terrifying ferocity, their war horns echoing across the plains. Panic spread through the Roman lines. Soldiers broke formation, fleeing in chaos. The Romans were utterly crushed. Survivors scattered, some running back to Rome, others hiding wherever they could. The way to the city now lay wide open. Days later, Brennus and his warriors stormed into Rome. Streets ran with fear as temples, homes, and markets were pillaged. Citizens either fled or were slaughtered. The mighty city that would one day rule the world was now brought to its knees. The Romans took refuge in the fortified Capitoline Hill. For months, the Gauls besieged them, mocking their enemies as the once proud republic cowered in desperation. Finally, the starving Romans offered ransom to save their city. The Gauls demanded gold, a staggering 1,000 pounds of it, but when the Romans complained about unfair weights being used, Brennus famously cast his sword onto the scale and uttered the words that would haunt Rome forever, Vae Victis, woe to the vanquished. Rome was humiliated, forced to buy its survival, but from this humiliation was born something greater, an unshakable resolve never to be humiliated again. The sack of Rome burned itself into Roman memory. For centuries, Romans spoke of the Gauls as monsters at the gates, their fear shaping policies, fortifications, and wars to come. But it also lit a fire in Rome's soul, a determination to rise, to conquer, and to never again bow to a foreign power. What began as Rome's darkest day would ultimately fuel its destiny to dominate the ancient world. The Gauls may have once burned Rome, but Rome would rise from the ashes stronger than ever, and one day it would return the favor. History remembers the fall, but it is shaped by the rise.